Yes, well, the first one is from Julie Husband, and she wants to know, what music do you listen to on your iPod when running, and do you ever listen to your own music?
No, I don't. No, I don't listen to my own music unless obviously I'm rehearsing for something like backing tracks, or like checking everything's right on an album, but not on a daily basis. What do I run to? At the minute, I'm running to Nicole Scherzinger's new song.
Oh yeah.
Wet, it's called. Moves Like Jagger. I'm liking all these ones. The fast one. You always need a fast song when you're running. As soon as you put a ballad on, you kind of start feeling a bit out of breath. So I like the fast ones.
And when Bruno Mars came on, you made a comment about like what artists or bands are really inspiring you at the moment.
Yeah, well, I was just saying, he's had so many good songs off that album. It's such a good album that I love Beyonce. I say this all the time. People are probably sick of hearing it, but I'm obsessed with her. You know, I think she's just one of those artists where no matter what she does, she can sing a ballad, she can sing a fast song, she can dance, she can act, she can do it all. You know.
Well, you've already duetted with George Michael back in the day, so is Beyonce the person you'd love to duet with?
Beyonce's the ultimate. She is the ultimate. I mean, you know, I don't think our musical tastes are probably the same, so they won't bring we together. But you know, you never know. It's a dream of mine.
Also, there's been loads of questions on Twitter and on our Facebook account about your coming tour. People want to know what they can expect. So, can you just tell us a bit about that?
Well, you know, the tour is going to be, there's a lot happened in the 2 years since X Factor, and there's a lot of music styles that I've sung. So the tour is basically going to be all a story of the kind of musical experience that I've been on, as well as probably what people have heard and seen. So it's going to kind of include everything, you know, from the songs I sang on X Factor to some of the songs off the first album. Then you're going to get the new album, which is the classical stuff and the done with an orchestra. You know, there's going to be different elements to it, which I think is going to be good because it's going to be a bit like a musical. You know, you're going to get so much of a story instead of just like me standing there singing.
Yeah, I mean, because there's a lot of different types of songs, aren't there? Are you enjoying bringing opera to your fans?
Do you know what it is? My shows are, for me, really interesting now because there's so much I get to cover in them, and so many different styles, which keeps it really exciting and fresh. And it's what I really like about it is a couple of weeks back I did a gig in Torbay, and there was two 14-year-old, maybe he's younger, 12-year-old girls at the front, like screaming at the top of their voice, "Sing Nessun Dorma," and I was like, that's amazing. You know that girls of that age are now know that song, and younger people know that music as well as, you know, people who maybe might not have listened to it, like older people, but have kind of become interested in it by the way that they've seen me on the show.
My favourite song on your new album is "Somewhere Over the Rainbow." I love it. What's your favourite?
I do like "Somewhere Over the Rainbow." "Dance to My Father" obviously is a special one for me because it's where everything kind of kicked off. I love "Canto della Terra" as well. It's the first track on the album. I just love it, and it's probably the most stressful one to sing because it has a mega high note in the middle of it, like you've never heard before. So every time I get to it, I'm like.
Do you always manage to hit it? Do you?
Yeah. I mean,
is there a little technique you do too?
Well, it's just the breathing and the techniques that I was taught on the show. But it's the highest I've ever sang in a song. And when they played it to us in the studio, and they're like, "So we want you to do this high note," and I was like, "Really?" Yeah. It's like I've never sang that high before.
Do you not get scared? I would feel that note coming. You know, I'd be going through the song about it coming.
That's the worst thing you can do because if you then think about it. That's when you don't hit it. You've just got to go for it. You've got to just let go and like go for it, because when you start going, I'm not going to hit it, I'm not going to hit it, you start like tensing all your throat up, and that's when you get that like, you know, the croakiness.
But you must find it's easy because like before you did X Factor, did you sing the opera in the shower? Because I always think that's what men do. You didn't?
No. When I first got asked to do the show, I had literally been on like a 3-week holiday, so I was all relaxed, all chilled out. And I got a phone call, they're like, "So, you know, ITV are interested in you taking part in the show where you have to sing opera." And I was like, "Oh, great, yeah, let's do it." Like, me being the person that is up for anything, and didn't think about it. And then it got to, like, April, and they were like, "So it's time for rehearsals now, and, you know, we'd like you to come in." And I went in and I got the shock of my life. I realised how hard people train when they sing classical music. They do, like, 3 hours every day. I was shattered by the end of it, because I was doing 3 hours every day. It was like going to the gym. It was
And
hard.
straining the old vocals there, I guess.
Well, no, you do, because that's the whole point. That their whole like method of training is that you could literally sing for 6 hours flat, because you're singing the right way. You're not using your actual vocal cords. It's all through the breathing. So now when I sing, it's much easier because they've taught us that, you know, they've built that stamina, and they've built that, like, you don't have to like squeeze out a high note. If you just breathe properly, it just comes out. So for me now, it's much easier to sing than it was before.
I remember Simon Cowell always praised your voice on X Factor, always saying, you know, how you can never hit a note wrong. So it's mad to think that by doing this opera, by learning opera, your voice has improved even more.
Well, I think the thing about the thing what I learned is I came out of that show and I realised how much I actually didn't know about my voice. You know, you think you kind of know your own voice and what you can hit and what range you can do, but I was proven wrong. You know, that like in there they were like, no, that's not your range. You can go like 3 notes higher, and I was like, shut up. You know, like, no, I can't. And then, you know, I sang Ness and Doma, and they were like, well, there you go, you've just done it. But with like, it's psychological. You tell yourself you can't do it, but you actually can.
Joe, we're out of time. I'm sorry to wrap it up, but we've got the new news from Anna on the way. We're going to play Dance with My Father. Good luck with the new album. Good luck with the tour. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you, Joe. It's been great meeting you.
Thank you.
Thanks to everybody for all the tweets and Facebook. So, Dance with My Father is next.